Your bad breath isn't just embarrassing. It could also be a sign of a major health problem. Oh God. Most people just think that when you have bad breath, that means you forgot to brush your teeth or you just don't like to floss. But sometimes it's your body's way of telling you that something is wrong deeper inside. So in this video, I'm gonna go over 3 surprising health problems that could be causing bad breath and when you need to see a doctor. So before I do that, I wanna talk about what normal bad breath is. So normal bad breath is when you ate something like garlic or onions, or if you have some bacteria in your mouth and you didn't really brush and floss your teeth and that's just kind of lingering there. Or if you have a dry mouth. You always know, like, if you wake up with the dry mouth and you've been like drooling on your pillow, you have what's called that morning breath, which just smells terrible. For these cases, obviously the best thing to do is just brush and floss, and also scraping that tongue. Scraping that tongue is a big one that a lot of people miss. But other times it's something different. So I wrote down 3 potential health problems that could be contributing to bad breath. So the first is diabetes, second is kidney disease, the third is GERD or acid reflux. So let's start with the first one, diabetes. Diabetes can make your breath smell more fruity or sweet, or give it some type of acetone smell. This happens when your body's not using sugar the right way. There's something called diabetes ketoacidosis. Essentially what happens is you get too much acid in your blood, and this can be very dangerous if it's left untreated. Now what's also interesting is diabetes is related to gum disease, so it's all connected. For example, your gum disease will spike inflammation in your body, and that inflammation will throw off your blood sugars. It'll rise your blood sugar. And studies show that having uncontrolled gum disease will make your diabetes worse, or even potentially cause diabetes. And the same thing goes the other way around. If you have diabetes that's uncontrolled, it can make your gum disease worse and even make you more predisposed to getting gum disease. So if you're having some of these symptoms and you haven't had your blood sugars tracked or you haven't been to the doctor in a while, make sure you go. Now on to number 2, kidney disease. Now if your breath starts to smell more like urine or ammonia, that's also not normal and not typical normal bad breath. And this could be a sign that your kidneys are not cleaning your blood as well as they should. So essentially, if the kidneys are not functioning well, they're not cleaning out the blood as well, you could get more of a buildup of these byproducts in your blood, like things like urea. And this urea can break down into ammonia, and this can be exhaled along with other junk that's in your blood. So again, if you're having this type of bad smelling breath, make sure you go to the doctor right away. Now number 3 is GERD or acid reflux. This happens when your stomach acid works its way up into your esophagus, and sometimes it can even work its way into your mouth. Now, there are some dental signs of having GERD. You can imagine if you have this stomach acid keep going up into your esophagus, into your mouth, it can do a lot of damage to your throat area, but it can also do a lot of damage to your teeth, especially if it gets into your mouth, because it makes your mouth so much more acidic. So if you constantly have these acids in your mouth, it's just like eating or drinking something super acidic. It's gonna damage your teeth. Now, in these cases, you're gonna have this damage more on the back side of your teeth, because you gotta imagine, where is that coming from? It's coming from the back of your throat. So a lot of the back of your teeth can start to get this erosion or basically worn away. You can start to lose that enamel, and your teeth can start to look really yellow from the back part. But not only can this damage your teeth, it can also throw off your breath. So if you're someone that you know you have GERD and you know you have bad breath, this could be why. So make sure you get this checked out as well. So if you're unsure about when to go see a doctor, or you don't know, like, hey, is my bad breath just because I'm not brushing correctly, or is it because I have one of these diseases? Well, the way you can check is if you're doing all the right things and you still have this bad breath, then maybe it's time to go to the doctor. So if you're brushing and you're flossing and you're even using a tongue scraper, that's a big one. I would say that's the first thing you should try doing, is get a tongue scraper, which is something that can literally just scrape your tongue and get that gunk off your tongue, because a lot of that bad smelling bacteria lies right on your tongue. So if you're cleaning your tongue really well, you're brushing and you're flossing and you're doing all the right things, but you still can't get rid of that funky breath, then now it's time to call the doctor. And one other thing I briefly touched on earlier but didn't really get into detail is a dry mouth. A dry mouth is one of the biggest reasons people have bad breath. Now, sometimes people have a dry mouth just because they aren't really drinking enough water, they're dehydrated, or sometimes people have a dry mouth because they're mouth breathers. If you're constantly breathing in and out of your mouth instead of your nose, then you're gonna lose a lot more moisture from your mouth, and you're gonna lose a lot of that saliva. And when you don't have saliva, your breath is gonna smell terrible. And on top of that, when you have a dry mouth, you're more likely to have gum disease and cavities and other problems too, which can also throw off your breath. Now, a dry mouth can have a lot of reasons behind it as well. Like, for example, if you're on some certain medications that can cause xerostomia, or in other words, dry mouth, then that's probably why you have a dry mouth, and that could cause your bad breath. So one other thing you can do for dry mouth, other than just drinking more water, is to tape your mouth shut at night. This is one of the best ways to prevent mouth breathing at nighttime. So now, instead of going to bed and your mouth is open and you're snoring, you can put a piece of tape over your mouth so that you're encouraging nasal breathing. Now, obviously, you want to make sure you can breathe in and out of your nose first before you do this. And if you want to learn more about how you can unblock your nose and how you can actually start breathing better through your nose, I made some other videos on this topic, so check out the description below where I'm putting a link for that. But if you've tried this as well and you know you have dry mouth still and you can't get rid of it, so if you tried mouth taping, if you tried drinking more water, you're not really on any medications, you could also have something called Sjogren's syndrome. So I actually made a fourth extra bonus point here, something called Sjogren's syndrome. This is basically an autoimmune disease that affects the moisture producing glands in your body. So things that produce saliva or things that like make your eyes moist. All these things get affected by this. So if you feel like you have something like this going on, another reason to go to the doctor. So bottom line is, if you know you have some bad, strange smelling breath and you can't get rid of it, there could be something else going on, so don't ignore it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel below, and I will see you in the next video. As you guys know, I'm a dentist, and that means we are trained to do all sorts of procedures, including root canals. Now, I know I talk a lot about different procedures and different things on my channel, but today I thought it would be interesting to actually show you a full procedure from the very beginning to the very end. So I saw this video pop up of a full root canal done from the very beginning to the very end. So I'm gonna react to it with you guys.